Coach Luke, starts with an opening statement about the game, please.
Proud of the team. We played a good 40 minutes. Saginaw Valley we knew wasn't going to go away, and we couldn't get any separation. They kept chipping away at it, and it was just a typical hard-fought battle. The most proud I am of the game is that we took care of the seniors in the right manner. Being their day to day, I was just really happy for Stelzer and Rombach and Heck, because those guys they've given us their heart and soul for 4 years now, and it just what they've done is unbelievable for the success of this program.
What was the most important thing that you guys were able to do today to, you talked about transition defense has come up a lot. Was that the biggest key to keeping this game under control?
That was clearly one of the keys that we had pounded into them, was transition defense, and of course in watching all the tape that we do, that they're beating teams by beating teams up and down the floor, and we did a decent job. We got lazy there a couple times. The other thing was to make some passes, because we knew their pressure was going to be intense. And when we get sped up, we're not very good. And although it looked like they were really dogging us, they were. But we weren't breaking down and throwing the ball to them. We kept it ourselves instead of turning it over, and that was one of the biggest keys. That allowed Ben some penetration, that allowed Jordan some penetration, and it allowed Luke Heller to be able to take his man off the dribble. And that's what we have to do against that heavy, perimeter pressure.
Yeah, Luke was a really good safety valve in the offensive end for you guys.
He's always been that, because the bigs don't normally deny a post guy out that far, and he's a good release for us, and that's part of that offense.
Yeah, was that something you were thinking about going into the game? Was that he was going to shoot like 100 layups in the first half?
No, you don't ever count on that, but Ben made a good point. We've done better and better at this, and we were fairly successful down in Saginaw. Was the slips, when they jump those screens and they show as much as they do to help so that Ben couldn't shoot. Clearly they were taking our three away, and when that happens, that means one of those two screeners, where a majority of our screens are two screens, and that gives us an opportunity to get to the basket. And actually, I thought Kyle Stankowski had some nice layups in there.
33-21 advantage for you guys on the glass.
I would have never thought that.
Because of the athleticism, because of the schemes, or what would that come down to?
It was, credit goes to our guys for those rebounds today, because rebounding is very little technique and a lot of desire.
How about getting big threes? Obviously, Jordan went over, hit a big one. Dylan Gordon, a big one.
Those were very, very timely. I thought the one that Dylan hit was huge, coming down the stretch. And I'll tell you what, the kid from Ewan, he's young and he's fun to watch, but he's not afraid to shoot. And he lined that one up, and it was a big three.
How do you feel like you guys did down low with turnage today? You got a little bit more than when you had him the first time, but
we knew that. I mean, you just don't hold a guy like that down. We did an excellent job down in Saginaw, and we knew that he was coming up here to burn up the nets, and he did. I mean, Turnage is a good player. We've always had trouble guarding him. We did a nice job on him down there, and we knew that we weren't going to have the same level of success because he was going to come in angry. And so I tried to get our guys angry, and it worked out okay. We did okay. But with that being said, he's going to be an all league performer, and he thought he didn't play that well down there, and we knew he was going to play well up here.
In the space of 2 games, you guys now are pushing towards even third seed now at this point in the tournament. How can you guys build up this week?
We'll see what happens there. We're going to fall in where we fall in. We just want to get in. Right now, we're in. We want to try to work to get a home game in that quarterfinal, and if we come in wherever we end up, and because there's, even with 3 games left, there's still a million scenarios.
Yeah.
We can't even imagine to start thinking. If we're lucky enough to get there, awesome. If we're not, then we're going to hopefully play somebody at the SDC here, and all we can do is take care of ourselves. We got 3 games starting with Northwood. We're going to look at Northwood a little bit tomorrow, and that's it.
I was going to say, how can you guys build off of the way you played this weekend for those?
Well, I do think this. I feel a heck of a lot better coming off of these 2 home games than I did, the Northern Michigan. Mm-hmm. And again, I don't want to take any credit away from Northern Michigan. When you don't play well at home, you get upset. It's the process that irks coaches. I feel much more comfortable. Saginaw Valley, or Hillsdale and Saginaw Valley are quality teams, you know, and to beat them, you got to be doing something right. So I feel like we're on track at home. That's one thing we can take away, and I like the way we played on the road recently. Our guys are really focused when we get on that bus, and we got to keep it going. We got to take care of ourselves. That's the only thing we can worry about right now.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Coach.